personality traits of successful CEO. But first, kindly like, comment, and subscribe. 8. Strong communication skills.
He died like a dog.
But his death does not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog. A talented dog.
As a leader, a CEO needs strong communication skills. Communication is key in any setting, and as someone in charge, a CEO must learn how to communicate effectively to boost morale when necessary. From motivating his or her team to completing projects in a timely manner, a CEO must be able to communicate what they need, from who, when they need it by, and how things should be done. Top executives are consistently transparent and balanced in their communication. They effectively translate their view of business potential and challenges, as well as expectations for action using brief, direct, and readily understandable language in doses that are easily digestible. They devote time to their connections. 7. Executive presence. Executive coaches often say that people should notice when you enter a room. So what exactly does that mean? It means that you should have a clear sense of purpose in mind and express that in how you do things. Walk and talk the same way, with purpose. Literally, stand tall, communicate with purpose, and focus on the task at hand. After all, if you don't sound interested in the things you say, people won't listen. Remember, in this position, you aren't just the CEO, you're the face and often the voice of your company. Hold your head high, lift up your chin, and most of all, be friendly. You should be a role model for your employees. If you take pride in the company you own, show it to others by carrying yourself with class and poise. So, brothers and sisters, if you want to be a future CEO, challenge yourself to not break eye contact when talking to people. Be sure not to stare, just politely give your full attention to the people you talk to. Try to resist the urge to check your watch, look at your phone, or avert your eyes in order to scan for more important people. 6. Ability to learn from the past. A CEO must have the ability to learn from past experiences and instill lessons for the future. CEOs are only human. Mistakes will happen, but it's important that a CEO learns from them to prevent them from happening again. For example, if a CEO didn't have an effective crisis management system in place when a situation arose, he or she should learn what they need for future reference and able to build a plan based on what went wrong the first time. 5. Trustworthiness. If you don't trust your employees, they don't have much reason to trust you. Trust and honesty are critical factors in a successful workplace. However, make sure to keep a balance in your trust. Don't be over-trusting. This will make it much easier for people to take advantage of you. But don't be under-trusting either. As mentioned earlier, no one will trust you in return. To find the balance, consider that part of being trustworthy is keeping appropriate confidence, and at the same time, not hiding the reality of factors that impact your business. One good way to instill trust is to schedule staff meetings once a month and encourage your employees to bring up any issues or concerns. Many CEOs claim to have an open door policy, but by making time for it, you set yourself apart and create confidence. If you implement these leadership skills into your business, you'll be ahead of your competitors while also functioning as a much more effective CEOs. Whether it be the way you present yourself to customers, the way you interact with your employees, or how much trust you have in your business partners, everything you do is affected by your leadership skills. 4. Understanding technology. Fundamental shifts that are caused by the tech boom change the nature of labor. Technology comes to the forefront. The leader of the future is not just an administrator and manager, but also a specialist with computational thinking. He must be able to work with large amounts of data and analyze them. Technologies will create additional problems related to data management, privacy, and conflicts. The manager should be able to solve them. It is impossible to do these without a clear understanding of the work of technologies. 3. Adaptability. At the forefront, adaptability is the greatest skill to harness in order to proliferate the customers of your product. Market trends change with the frequency as a child's food and toy preferences. As the CEO of your company, it is up to you to ensure that you are flexible enough to keep up with market shifts and consumer preferences. The adaptability of a company comes from the top down. As the CEO, you need to make sure that your staff is open, even excited, to change course at a moment's notice to suit customer demands. Whether your company is serving a local market or has an international customer base, cultural adaptability is a key component of growing your business. Culture is in a perpetual state of change, and the ability for your company to adapt to changes is the greatest asset you can possess to facilitate your company's growth in the marketplace. Leaving your comfort zone to gain new business is invaluable for leaders. Familiarity with a market requires constant adaptation. Say, for example, you own a clothing company. If you are in the business of making normal jeans and you've been successful doing so, what if ripped jeans become the new trend? You would then need to adapt to the new shift in the customer's preferences and start designing ripped jeans together with normal jeans. Perhaps you have a personal belief that normal jeans are more fashionable than ripped ones. Throwing your personal preferences aside is the smarter decision to make in this scenario. Your customers want what they want. A good leader does not factor in what their own preferences and feelings are when it comes to their strategic decision-making. The ability to adapt to the cultural change of your customer base cannot be stressed enough. To quote Aristotle, life requires movement. Adaptability is moving your business away from where you were and towards where you need to be. What has proven to be a successful business practice yesterday will not be guaranteed to work tomorrow. 2. Appreciation. Put yourself in the shoes of one of your employees, say, an account manager. You just landed a client worth $5 million a year for the company. You report the account and file the contract. Nothing happens. You hear not a single word of praise from your supervisor. How motivated are you to land more massive accounts for the company? Not much. Showing your employees that you value their work is often neglected as a noticeable skill for a CEO. Recognition of a job well done is the fuel for your workers to go above and beyond the minimum standards of job performance. If you want your business to grow faster, get your employees to work better by giving them praise for great performance. Recognizing and celebrating employee performance yields amazing results. In a Harvard Medical School study, researchers found a 50% increase in productivity when workers were praised for their performance. Why is that? The feeling of gratitude increases levels of dopamine, the reward neurotransmitter, which motivates a person to repeat an action with enthusiasm. The emotions generated in your workforce by positive recognition of performance create a feedback loop of increased workplace productivity. However, as a CEO, there is a trap with appreciation that you do not want to fall into, and that's called inauthenticity. If you have done a decent job of hiring intelligent and skilled staff, they will be able to tell whether you are sending them praise simply to boost their productivity or if you genuinely value their work. Disingenuous praise is counterproductive for your company, so be honest with your praise and do not limit it solely to work performance. Find qualities and attributes in your team's manners, personality, style, etc. Complimenting your staff on more than just their work performance will make them feel that you truly care about them, which results in higher retention and company loyalty. Appreciation can also come in the form of a bonus for excellent performance. 1. Focus. What do Warren Buffett and Bill Gates had in common? Both, besides being insanely wealthy and having built their fortunes from the ground up, are relentlessly focused on their work, which has allowed them to build their businesses into the empires that they are today. Focus goes hand in hand with delegation. The most effective CEOs are not working on 8 different projects all at once. They are focused on one project at a time and seeing it through to the very end because minor duties have been delegated to lower-level staff. If you are starting a new company, the amount of work required to see through your vision can be daunting. However, if you have 10 things to do, you should not attempt to do all 10 at once. Spreading yourself thin serves neither you nor your company. Focus on a sole task and work on it through completion. It is much wiser to focus on and accomplish a single deed perfectly than working on multiple tasks shoddily. Every company has numerous facets of its operation. For a CEO, decision-making is 99% of your job. If you are a hands-on CEOs, for example, a tech startup, apply what is called the 80/20 rule. Identify the 20% of your tasks that will bring 80% of your revenue the soonest. Above all, what should your primary focus be upon? Sales. After all, sales are what keep you in business in the first place. Without an increase in sales, growth is simply impossible. 80% of your time should be focused on sales and at least 30% to establish business relationships.